This land doesn't belong to you anymore. That's what Karen told me, with her arms crossed, standing proudly on the very piece of lakefront property my grandfather left me in his will. I blinked, confused. Excuse me? Karen, our self-appointed HOA president, smirked. We reassigned it to the community picnic zone. It's public now. I should have been furious right there. But I wasn't. I just whispered, "You're going to regret that." Or Yahan esi kahani main would twist adahai. Joe Karane so should be naida. The lakefront lot had been in our family for over 70 years. My grandfather used to fish there with his old metal rod, and my dad had even proposed to my mom under the willow tree on that land. When he passed away 2 years ago, the land came to me, legally transferred, taxes paid, and the deed clean. I didn't build anything there, just kept it as it was, open, peaceful, natural. But Karen had different plans. A few months back, the HOA started organizing community days by the lake. Harmless at first, a grill, some music, families with kids. I didn't mind. I liked the joy. Until one afternoon, I arrived to find a brand new picnic shelter constructed on my land. Cement posts, a wooden roof, trash bins installed, and a giant sign that said, Willow Bay Park, property of the Harmony Shores HOA. My jaw dropped. They didn't even ask me. I contacted Karen immediately. She responded with a written letter. No greeting, no apology, just per HOA vote and reassignment. Your lot is now designated as public space. No individual owner may claim exclusive use. Please refrain from removing any structures. I couldn't believe it. She had given away my land like it was an old chair at a garage sale. And the worst part? Most residents believed her. They thought she could do that. Karen always walked around with a clipboard and that smug little walkie-talkie, pretending to be in charge. She even had fake violation tickets printed to leave on people's doors. I had to move smart. So I stayed quiet for now and contacted my real estate attorney, Mr. Leclerc. Can an HOA override private property deeds? I asked. He didn't even blink. Absolutely not. That's illegal, unless the deed explicitly states shared usage, which yours doesn't. This is open and shut. That's when I decided I wouldn't just take my land back. I make sure Karen never forgot what she stole. The first thing I did was survey the lot, had the county clerk verify its exact dimensions. Not an inch belonged to the HOA. Then I waited until a Saturday afternoon, when Karen and her little army had set up a barbecue on my land again, with banners flying and music blasting. I pulled up in my truck, with 6-foot-tall steel fence posts in the back, and 3 licensed contractors. Karen marched over immediately, red-faced. "What do you think you're doing?" I didn't answer her. I handed her a copy of the deed, stamped and notarized. "This is private property," I said loudly. "And starting today, it's being fenced off from unauthorized use." She waved the papers like they were napkins. "The HOA rules override private claims. You'll be fined." I laughed for the first time in weeks. "Karen, you have no legal power, and you just committed community fraud. Want to keep talking in front of sheriff." That's when she noticed him, standing near my truck, the deputy I'd invited just in case. She paled. As the contractors began drilling posts and pouring cement, a crowd gathered. Most residents didn't know the full story, just what Karen had told them. So I stood up on the back of my truck and explained, this land was taken from my family by lies. There was no vote, no approval, just theft. This fence is not to keep people out. It's to keep abuse of power out. By the time I finished, half the neighborhood was clapping. The other half just looked stunned. And Karen? She backed away, silent. For the first time, speechless. But I wasn't finished yet. Karen turned and stormed off as my contractors continued installing the steel fence, a solid, black, 6-foot barrier that surrounded the entire lot with a single locked gate. The once public picnic zone now looked more like a private sanctuary, which is exactly what it was. My family's sanctuary, and now my legal property. But I wasn't done with Karen, because in my hand was a folder. And in that folder was a cease and desist order ready to be served. Agla twist yahan ada high. Jab Karen ko lagda high. Sab kuch control main high. Lekin main ini pura makadma tire car the. That Monday morning, I filed a civil lawsuit against the Harmony Shores HOA and Karen personally for unauthorized construction, trespassing, illegal use of private property, false representation of HOA authority, and most delicious of all, community misappropriation of funds. You see, I had done a little more digging. Karen didn't just build that picnic shelter on my land. She used HOA community dues to pay for it without a proper vote. She'd written checks to a fake contractor business that turned out to be owned by her cousin. I handed all of it, the bank transfers, the invoices, the emails, over to my lawyer. And we sent a detailed packet to every homeowner in the neighborhood. The next HOA meeting was explosive. Karen tried to defend herself, of course. She wore a blazer that day like she was running for Congress. "This is a coordinated smear campaign," she announced. "I did what was best for the community." But the residents had copies of everything now. They weren't fooled anymore. Mr. Hill, a retired judge who lived 2 houses down from me, stood up and said, "Karen, this isn't about a picnic table. You stole land, money, and trust. That's enough." By vote of 46-1, Karen was removed as HOA president on the spot. The only person who voted for her was her own husband. She left the meeting red-faced, and by the next morning, she was gone. House listed, garage empty. But I didn't just stop there. With Karen out of the picture, the new HOA board approached me. They apologized, genuinely, and asked if there was any way I'd consider restoring access to the lakefront for limited community use. I agreed, but under my rules. We built a smaller, open gate section of the fence with a key card entry, only available to residents with valid access, and only from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. No music, no alcohol, no grilling. Just quiet enjoyment of the natural beauty. We also added a plaque, "Private land generously shared by the Hawthorne family." EST 1951, people respected it more now, because it wasn't taken from them. It was offered. And the land? It healed too. The trash disappeared. The noise stopped. The birds came back. The willow tree even bloomed stronger that spring. But my favorite part? Watching Karen's former followers quietly walk past that fence every day, eyes down, remembering what happens when you follow the wrong leader. A month later, I received a letter in the mail. From Karen. "I made mistakes. I thought I was helping the neighborhood. I didn't mean to take anything from you. If I could undo it, I would. I just wanted people to like me." I didn't respond. Because apologies are nice, but boundaries are better. And fences? Sometimes they're not there to keep people out. They're built to remind people where respect begins. If this story hit you right in the heart, don't forget to subscribe. We post new emotional HOA stories every day, filled with justice, revenge, and raw human truth. See you in the next one.